This wasn't just a race weekend. This was a weekend about controversy, pressure, and control. Hunter Lawrence dominated. Ken Roczen went out and rode like a man possessed, while Eli Tomac came completely unraveled after last week's comments. And the AMA just gave out a penalty that everyone is going to argue about. All that and much, much more on this episode of Track Talkers.
ENTICKNAP on the 723.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Track Talkers. We're going to break down everything about the East-West Showdown and Alabama Supercross. As always, in the studio, Uncle Ty, ex-professional athlete, my brother. Ty, say what's up.
What up, my people? Supercross is back this weekend, and it delivered, didn't it, Adam?
I mean, I don't know who was delivering. Was it the AMA or the races, bro?
Bro, it was just.
Oh, that's.
I think we were making up for lost time for the lost weekend. AMA and the riders just wanted to put it all in one weekend.
Oh, man. Well, let's get right into this thing, Ty. The Twisted Tea debrief. The big question of the weekend, really, Ty, is who won the race, okay? Was it the rider that crossed the finish line first in the 250s, or was it the rider that got the trophy? That right there is the big question of the weekend, and I think it's pretty damn clear, right?
Bro, it's not even a question. Degan won. Cole Davies had his panties in a wad and was just bummed about his ride throughout the whole entire night.
No, dude, it was not that, bro. Cole Davies' panties were in a wad because he got his ass smoked by Degan. That's the bottom line. There's no other question, bro. You can tell that Cole Davies and Degan have feud, and the only there was a couple reasons, but the big reason that he was bummed is because, one, he really almost lost the race and was fatigued at the end, and then two, he got his ass handed to him by Degan. Right?
I mean, bro, everybody got their ass handed by Degan. I mean, he was...
I don't know. I feel like it stings a little more for Davies.
Bro, he was 10th, 8th, like solid, and then just picked his way through everybody.
And Ty, how funny is it as well that we called it like 100%? We're like, oh yeah, if he gets a good start, he'll go out and handle business. But if he gets like a mid-pack start, he's going to kind of wait it out, be patient. If he's catching the guys, then he'll see it and just go for it and make it happen. I mean, we literally delivered the perfect analysis on last week's or on the East-West Showdown show. It was literally to a T what happened.
I wouldn't say to a T because our results were off. But
yeah, but we had all the right guys. It was like we called Degan was easy to call for the win, but we had all the right guys, and it was just in a little tiny bit jumbled order, as everybody says at their Rocky Mountain picks every week.
Yeah, exactly.
No free ads.
So, but
okay, but let's get back to the nitty gritty. The big question, you know what I mean, is was this penalty by the AMA the correct penalty? And so let's walk you through it. Degan is coming up to the switch to the, what do you want to call it? Split lane. Degan's coming up to the split lane. He's going to the outside line. Last second, he decides to go to the inside. He barely misses the first marker, which the first marker was set up far enough back to where you could get a bike through that marker. Then he got through the marker and was able to be on the right side of the actual markers. And they're still penalizing him for this move. Okay. And it's just crazy to me, right? Because it's not like this was a line that he was using multiple times. He did it one time. He was clearly trying to get to the inside, like trying to get to the inside of the markers.
Do you know what lap he did it on?
No, I do not know what lap he did it on.
Because
No.
I remember the broadcast saying something like Max Volan was in front of him, and then that he's like made the decision to switch lines at the last second.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you saw it in real time or what lap it was. Like, well, it kind of sounds like he was fighting through traffic and he was just kind of bobbing and weaving, and it wasn't something like super deliberate. And just, I mean, we talked on the phone earlier. If we know like before the night's gonna go, is AMA telling the riders this in the riders meeting, like, hey, if you switch lanes, it's going to be a dock position, or if you hit a little track reflector, it's going to be a dock position? Like,
yes, but
are these going to be predetermined? And if it is, why are we putting a fucking 10-foot tough block saying, hey, we do not want you crossing over here. We don't want you to, switch up lines. We want it to be a true split lane. Like, I mean, we're talking, he's going 40 miles an hour into that corner, and he's making a split-second decision, and he hit the first two.
He only went on the left side of one, and then he clipped the other two with the left side of his bike, which is saying that he is on the right side of the track.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, in the first 5 feet of those reflectors, he was already like, it wasn't after like the first corner,
No.
Like super gnarly.
Yeah. It wasn't like he passed all of them and then went to the inside off the outside section. He did not do that. And this is the weird thing. This is what makes this decision so controversial by the AMA. It's like a repeat of Dallas. So our whole entire career of racing, my entire career, Tyler's entire career, we were taught from the beginning that red flashing lights means you have to roll on the jump. This is something we were taught. Then they go and implement this pre-red flashing light, this pre-light, right? And they make it red. Well, when we're going that fast and we're in that intense of a situation, when we see a red flashing light, we don't have the extra amount of time and brain capacity to know, oh, that's a pre-light. Oh, that's a pre-light. I can double still, and now I'm looking for the red light. No, we see red flashing light, and what do we know? We know that means roll the jump. Okay, so AMA finally does the right thing and does a yellow light. This isn't even on top of, they now want to be black and white, where the red flag, the red cross flag that 450 riders jumped on, they didn't get penalized, and they made a gray area there, right? So now we move over to the Degan situation, where our whole lives in outdoors, we're taught that these, Acerbis UFO track markers are not immediate black and white lines of the outside of the track. When we ride outdoors,
it's a suggestion of the border of the track.
Yeah, it's like we know you got to be within 2 or 3 feet left or right side, no matter what, at all times of those track markers. That is like, it's like a suggested 2 or 3 feet, and we've known that since we were kids. Like, we're talking Loretta Lynn's, we're talking amateur nationals, all the way up to pro motocross nationals. This is like the ruling of that. Now, like Tyler said, the ruling, everybody knows, if there's a hay bale, you can't go inside of the hay bale. You can't go on the wrong side of the hay bale. You have to stay inside the hay bale. So why wasn't there a hay bale there? Then, okay, why didn't we make walls like they did to separate the inside and outside of the track at the beginning of that had a T, so you couldn't go and there was a designation? I mean, the whole situation is like, okay, we've taught our riders to do this, and now we're doing this, and it's like this weird gray area. And then the real bottom line to the situation, Ty, this is what I want your opinion on. The way I look at it is, we have separated the split lanes so that we have an outside and an inside, to where when you get into the outside, you're not able to make up any time you're taking that lane. When you get into the inside, or the opposite of that, whatever you took, you have to stay in that lane and you can't make up any time. When Degan made that move last second to go to the inside, did he make up time on the rider that would have gone to the outside by going to the inside that first 5 feet.
No, James Stewart said it on the broadcast, is like, he technically, they're saying he cut the track, but he didn't gain an advantage either. So
there was no advantage gained. So the rule to me on the split lanes are so that there's no advantage gain and no blatant crossing of the split lane. And to me, when I see what happened when he came from 10th place to first place, and I see how he entered from the outside and then jumped to the inside last second, what he did was actually slower than lining up for the inside, because he could have got more momentum and stayed straight and braked a little harder coming into the corner and had better speed coming in the corner. So if anything, he lost 1/10 of a second, right?
I mean, I don't think he lost 1/10 of a second. I think
Do you think he gained it?
I think he would have been a little bit faster, or as fast as if he was coming straight in. Like, it wasn't anything to bat an eye about. And I'm pretty sure someone else did it in the heat race and didn't get docked for it. And then I'm pretty sure that's what the
Marchbanks. I think Marchbanks got docked for it.
Marchbanks got docked for it too. But it's just, I don't understand why that situation is now you went from first to second.
Yeah, like, that makes no sense.
It didn't impede on the race results of the main event.
No.
Like, at all.
No, Degan.
So, like dock him points, put more license points on his license.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, why do we have license points? Yeah, why do we have license points if we're not using them?
Yes. If you created the system and then now you're just superseding the system, be like, oh, that was a super blatant infraction, so we're just going straight to docking a whole position.
And this is the crazy thing, is like, I really, really like Jeremy Albrecht, Mike Pelletier, and Ezra Lusk. Yeah. And all the guys at the AMA. I really, really like those guys, and I think they're very smart, individuals, and I think they want to do the best job and the most biased job that they possibly can. But I just feel like if you're gonna have the ability to have a gray area, this would be the one where you could give him the win, but you could find him the license points that you set up this year that that I really believe is the best way to go forward, is the license point adaptation. You have to use that. You can't just go and say, this is not a situation where you take one of the greatest rides in 250 Supercross history and you take it away and give another guy the freaking first place spot. I mean, it's like, I'm really, really bummed about this decision. I'm bummed about this decision. I disagree with it. It's just tough because I know Mike and I know those guys and I know they want to make the best decision possible and the least biased decision, but I disagree with that. I think that when you see a ride like this and you see what Deegan did with those markers, that to me, if you're going to have a gray area starting out the year, you have to be consistent across the board. So you have to be able to have eligible areas where you can make a decision in the moment. And the decision should have been, points on his license and maybe a loss of championship points, but it should not have taken the position away and taken something that was so special to this sport as far as the race that we watched and the performance that Deegan put on, and take that away.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all that too, but also I think Feld needs to step in and be like, hey, let's give him the win back and dock championship points, because it's also, this is where NFL does a really good job of, elongating the season, making sure records are broken, and it's like a business decision and promotional thing. Like, Now Degan is not at 6 wins. He's not going for a 7th win. Like, what do we talk about now? Is this, Degan's going to go for another win? It's just like,
okay, how about this?
You could have had a nice business decision and been like, okay, Deacon's going to go. He could be broken again in the next showdown and it's going for number 7. And that's going to top the all-time win streak of the 250, history books. But now they're robbing us from that and robbing the hype and robbing the promotional aspect of it too.
Yeah. And Ty, you make a great point about the NFL and just elongating it. Why are we not taking more time to make these decisions? Like, why was this decision, especially one of that importance over a win at a showdown, being decided at 11 o'clock at night at the race? This should have been an announcement from the AMA and Feld that this track cutting is under review and will pend investigation over the next 3 to 4 days, and we will have a decision made by Thursday or whatever that might be, whatever their timeline is, just like an actual trial. You know what I mean? And let it marinate and actually make a decision that you have more time to think about it than just one night. Because I think if these guys had another few days to look at this and look at the stature of the situation, that maybe they would have been able to think this through and come up with a better solution than what they have. I'm not saying that some of the penalties that were handed out to Degan are totally wrong. I do think there should be something implemented, but you don't take the win away. That's not the right call. I'm totally fine with giving Degan a license point deduction, a championship point deduction, but the win being taken away seems like something that could have been avoided if maybe we could have had some more time to make that decision. And maybe that's the way to move forward, is you're able to have the possibility of taking 3 days with the AMA. You just put out that, hey, this is pending investigation, blah, blah, blah. We will have a verdict in 3 days or whatever that is.
Yeah, but the problem is, Adam, is like you're going fucking in circles. Like, bottom line is that infraction, period, shouldn't have been a position penalty. Shouldn't have been.
No.
He was on the racetrack. He ran over 2 plastic markers and kept on moving forward. Like, it wasn't for the lead.
It was one.
It wasn't for second place. It wasn't for third place. It was for fucking 7th or 8th or something.
Yeah, but it wasn't even
and then
a pass.
On top of it, you fucking extend the points lead for East Coast.
Yeah, that's
because
really
you gave
tough.
Cole Davies the win. Now you gave Cole Davies 25 points, and you just extended the 3 more points to Seth Hammaker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though, is...
And Joe, it's like, dude, dock the motherfucker 3 points and call it a day and move on.
Yeah, that's my point, though, is like, I think if those guys could have waited till Wednesday to see how this was unfolding more, I think instead of just making an immediate decision that night, I think they would have come up with a better verdict. And I think that's what they maybe need to do moving forward. But like you said,
there's got to be certain categories as far as like, it's so like open, for opinion, but there's infractions that should be position infractions, and then there's infractions that should be points infractions.
Yeah, but
like, don't do that again.
Yeah, but dude, a track cut should be position. But you have to evaluate the track cut. That was not really, it was a track cut, but it wasn't a track cut. Like, it was like, because that's under the category of track cut for sure. There's no way to not put that under the track cut category.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but then at that point, why doesn't he just fucking go in the inside the hay bales on the first turn and stay out of it and then fucking come out fucking 5th?
Yeah, like, okay, give me 1 position off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously an exaggeration, but it'd be more or I would hope it would be more positions. I would hope it wasn't, yeah. Either way, is there any more to say about this?
No, there is not.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. 250 West, heat number 1. Pretty
Fucking
cool.
Degan whoops that ass, dude.
Oh shit, that's funny. It was cool to see the Club MX guys go out and get out front again. Levi Kitchen got a terrible start, and so did Ryder D. Francisco. What the heck? But cool to see the Club MX guys out front. That was awesome.
Yes.
And then heat number 2, it was good to see Joe get back up and work his way up. Right? I mean, he had like. It was just a funky day for Joe. And then, yeah, it was interesting to see the difference between Seth Hammaker qualifying the fastest out of 450s and 250s. And then,
dude, did they just like not water the track in between practice and the night show? Or because I felt like it was like I was expecting them to like lay down some water for the night show. But it was dry throughout the night.
Yeah, but this was the problem, is it was hot. It was really hot. So it was Vegas-esque. And what happened was they way watered the track for practice, but the berms, they must have put the berms and stuff together when the dirt was dry and they didn't mix the dirt. They didn't probably have enough time to mix the dirt and the water right. And so the berms were really dry. So they were watering the piss out of the berms, but it was so dry that it was just running down the berm, and then it was all puddling up at the bottom of the berm. So the bottom of the berms were just destroyed with mud, right? So they were like, they had all this muddy dirt at the bottom of the berm. So they weren't trying to water, like over water, but they were trying to like spot water throughout the day. And it just got so hot and baked, and they thought they had enough. And then they got to the night show. And after they took all the dirt, after they took all the mud from the bottom of the corners, they put that stuff other places. And the night show was just like super flat and hard packed for those first couple races. And I don't know if you've seen in the press conference, that's what happened with Seth Hammaker. Is this week they went with a stiffer shock to get him through the whoops. And so they were working on a stiffer fork setting as well. And it worked super, super good for practice because it was so gnarly and rutted. And he was just on point with that stiffer setup because it was so deep and soft in the bottom of those corners where you had to work it. But then they re-prepped the track and didn't really water it. And it was like dry and hard packed for the night show. And they watered it before those heat races. And it was just slick. Like super slick. Yeah. And you could see Seth was just pushing everywhere. He did not have the bike set up, and he even admitted to it. He's like, yeah, dude, my bike was working phenomenal in practice, and we just were too stiff for the heat race and really the main event.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what happened because, I was really expecting Seth Hammaker in that heat to put it down on Cole Davies and get him by the end. I mean, that was my expectation.
But he didn't.
No, he did not. Cole Davies pulled like a 4 or 5 second lead and handled business.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool. All right. Well, let's get to that 250 East-West Showdown main event.
Well, hold on.
Oh.
Are we gonna tease Motocore right now with Evan Ferry just completely destroying Pierce Brown?
I mean, yeah. That's gonna be the Motocore controversy, no question. I mean, we got more AMA penalties. Brutal, right? Brutal,
oh my God, dude.
But at the same time,
I understand it.
For transfer position.
Yes.
And at the same time, underdog.
At the same damn time.
And at the same time, again, I think Evan Ferry qualified like 10th in the East Coast, didn't he?
At the same damn time. Yeah.
Boom.
He was. Oh, hold on. I'll tell you right now. Hit. Yeah, I mean, he qualified 22nd overall.
Yeah, but I don't care about overall.
I know. I just clicked.
Dude,
overall.
22nd overall for Evan Ferry out of the East and West compared to what this kid was doing last year and the year before and all the injuries that this kid had is phenomenal.
Oh my God.
Like, I am actually super, super proud of what Evan Ferry's been able to achieve in a short amount of time this season compared to like what it's been in the prior. Like, it's been bad.
I know he's kind of like on another level down, I would say, but he's kind of similar to Pierce Brown in a sense where he's always super good and he has the speed, but he gets hurt a lot.
Yep. He's definitely
hopefully both of them can stay healthy and stay off the ground.
Yeah, he's definitely the underdog story, kind of like we are. So since we're the underdogs as well, you guys got to support the sponsors. Twisted Tea, Dirt Trick Sprockets. If you haven't, use the code TrackTalkers26 to get hooked up with a sprocket made in America that lasts 300 hours, Uncle Ty.
Damn, that's a long time, bro.
Yeah, it is.
300 hours?
300 made in America, and you can get them on the phone for customer service. We do it different over at Dirt Tricks. Stan Benson Racing.
They're made in the USA, right over in
Reno?
Nevada. No, not Reno. Not even Carson City. I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Well, hopefully we can come back to that. But yeah, double down on the made in
Gardnerville.
Gardnerville,
Nevada.
What's up? Shout out Gardnerville, Nevada. Stan Benson Racing out of Bakersfield. If you need some 2026 TLD gear, you know where to go. ETS Fuel, Pirelli tires, and the brand new Cove motorcycles. If you want to test them out, go on their Instagram. They have plenty of other brands as well. But if you want to test out the Cove motorcycle, go on their Instagram and DM them or check out ride days that you can go try those things out. Guts Racing with the RFI seat. That thing is badass. It's kind of in between a straight gripper seat and a ribbed seat, so it doesn't have that chafing on your butt when you're riding, but it also, you can power wash your bike, Ty. It has no seam, so it's not going to get the foam, so it's not going to destroy the foam. That's a big deal. SKDA Graphics and Dylan Young Enterprises. Uncle Ty, you need a houseboat?
We can build it, bro. We can build it.
For the record, Dylan Young Enterprises does not do houseboats yet. We're working on the houseboats right now. We're working on that. But if you have a big project, if you got a house that needs to be built, whatever it is, we will get anything and everything done. Dylan Young Enterprises. Hit them up out of Paso Robles. We appreciate you guys. Let's get into the 250 East-West Showdown. Ty, breakout ride. We know who it is, dude. Are we just going to sauce him up right now out of the get?
I mean, the Deegs, bro, or what?
Who else could I even be talking about?
I know he's your freaking homeboy.
Dude, okay, look.
Hey, before we can even talk about Deegs, bro.
Oh my God, dude. You had me all jazzed up. I was about to go in, dude. I was about to super glaze, like Krispy Kreme glaze. We've done
quite a bit of Deegan talk this
okay,
time.
What are we talking about?
We got to give some flowers because we're talking about the beginning of the main event, and we have to talk about Levi Kitchen getting the motherfucking whole shot, bro.
Levi, let's go, dog.
Finally.
Hey, Ty. The Bassmasters tournament with the hookup, bro. It's the formula. It's the formula. Oh my gosh, dude, that was so cool. That was so cool.
I was honestly shocked that he got the whole shot. And then I saw him battling with Cole Davies. And then I was like, oh damn. I'm like, ooh, but they're not moving away from the crowd or the pack.
No, they were not.
And it was I thought he would honestly hold on for a third, but then Cole Davies, Haiden Deegan, Seth Hammaker, and then Joe Shimoda was all just sharks in the water smelling blood, bro.
This was my thoughts on the situation, why Levi faded back to fifth, is that, dude, he kind of seen Degan, and then, I mean, I know this sounds bad, but this is just the racer. This is just from experience. Dude, he saw all those East Coast guys coming, and he's like, damn, bro, I ain't got no fight in this. I ain't got no fight. Where's Max at? He's the one in second place in points. Like,
hell
dude,
no, he didn't say that.
Dude, he
wanted
did
a podium check, bro.
Dude, I know he wanted a podium check, but I'm telling you, he gave it everything he had for so long, and he was absolutely obliterated, tired from riding that hard in that heat. Dude, it was hot. It was so hot that night. And he was obliterated from riding in that heat. And then he got passed by Davies. And then it was Joe. And then it was Seth. And it was just
because he went from second to fourth in one lap from a lap 11 to 12.
That's what I mean.
I'm just going to briefly do lap times right now. So he started out the main event with the 53.3 on lap 7.
Yeah.
And then from lap 7, he didn't get back into the 53s. He went down to a 54 and then stayed at a 54 until lap 11 when he got passed from second to fourth. And then when he went from second to fourth, then his lap time started at 55.6, 54.7, 54.7, 54.9, basically 55s. And then he finished the main event at 55s, 56, 57. So my boy was dragging.
Dude. But with that being said, but he was able to put up a good fight, show really good speed, and I think that's okay, dude. He's a little bit out of shape. He's always kind of been a little it's hard.
I don't think he's out of shape. I think he's just rode tight and he wasn't vibing with the track. Because as soon as you start getting a little bit of arm pump on that hard pack, slippery stuff with those rocks and stuff, you're going to start making a lot of little mistakes. And everything's just going to magnify.
Call it a day. It was, but it just seems like as well that needs to get a little stronger. He needs to get a little better cardio. Yes or no?
No.
No? You don't think he needs to get any stronger? Okay, so here's my question for you. I'll tee this up. Do you think he's as strong and as fit as Haiden Deegan?
No.
Okay, then. That answers my question right there. Levi is a fantastic rider. He really does have the speed, but in my opinion...
but Adam, we know I believe he's still training with Peter Park, right? On that program?
Dude, he's in fantastic shape. He's in really good shape. It's not like he's in bad shape. I'm not saying he's in bad shape, but compared to the guys that he needs to beat, he's not in shape as well. I don't know what to tell you. If you want to beat Degan, it's not speed that Levi has to work on. He doesn't
have to beat Degan anymore. I mean, he's getting beat by Degan. But
okay, well, he still got beat by Davies, Hammaker, and Joe Shimoda, which he's going to have to go up against one of those guys next year. So he's got to get stronger and he's got to have better cardio.
You know what's going to be so funny? I can see it now because this is just me talking Matt's amount of shit. But watch Levi come out and win the outdoor championship.
Dude, I already told you, if he won the showdown, he was going to win the championship. He's not. Joe Shimoda is going to win the outdoor championship.
You're not giving any credit to anyone else?
No.
Cole Davies, Seth Hammaker.
Cole Davies is not winning the outdoor championship. I'm sorry.
My boy needs to work on his corner speed.
Oh, yeah. Big time. My boy is so good through the rhythms and he's so smooth. He's making up for it where he doesn't have to go as fast in the corners and he's not fast enough in the corners yet.
Mm-hmm. I think James Stewart actually hit it on the head where why I feel like Degan passes Cole Davies so quick a lot of the times is because Degan is so fast and drives it in so hard in the beginning of the corner, and Cole Davies does not do that.
He floats. He reminds me of Hansen where he's super light and lets the bike glide, but he ain't jet yet.
Yeah, he needs to go another 5 miles an hour faster.
Yeah, he needs a 5 mile an hour soft glide. Degan is just raw into the corner. And it's like, bro, you're already done. You're gone.
Yeah, you're already passed.
Yeah, see you later. See you in the wind. Okay.
And he still won the showdown though, as we're talking shit.
Did he though?
Technically,
he was this close to getting fourth.
Oh,
this
bro.
close.
He was really close to getting fourth.
Like inches. Like, let's put it this way. If Joe Shimoda isn't exhausted, tired.
How sick would have it been if Joe passed him, got second behind Degan, then Degan got docked, and then Joe won?
That would have been some crazy shit right there, dude. That would have been for the history books.
I feel like that needed to happen just for HRC and Joe's luck to like turn.
Right?
Because
okay, let's talk about Joe though, okay? Dude, why did Joe go so wide in that corner after the whoops? Why did he do that? Did you see something else on TV that I didn't see? Like, why not?
They didn't show it that well because it was right at the end.
Yes.
So they were like flipping back and forth between screens. But, dude, I felt like he was just trying to set up a pass on Cole.
No, dude, he passed Cole.
Seth was that close.
No, he passed Cole. And then after the whoops, he thought Cole was going to obliterate him. And he went all the way to the top of the berm. Then Cole got by, and because he went to the top of the berm, he had to roll the first jump. Then Shimoda went double-double, almost hit Davies or hit Davies on that inside line, and that's where Seth Hammaker got around him after that little rhythm section before the finish. Dude, if Joe Shimoda just stays low and is ready to take a hit from Davies, he gets second right there.
I know.
He gets second.
That's what I was thinking. I would have just pinched him. I would have pinched Davies down and tried to cut his front wheel off with the back end of my bike.
Thank you. I mean, we say this, but also I've been in so many situations where I've been on the short end of that stick. Made just dumb last second decisions where it's 80 degrees.
You know what? Since we're talking about that corner in general, I had flashbacks of fucking Devin Raper in my rear wheel, dude. I felt like Eli Tomac. I know what Eli Tomac felt like. And I was just like, damn, bro, he doesn't even know what's happening. He's just trying to clutch that fucking thing and just rip his bike off.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into that. We'll get into that more. But yeah, so unfortunate. So unfortunate for Joe. It seemed like he really was the guy that had the momentum towards the end of the race, and I was expecting him to get it done, but he didn't.
Yeah, but he looks really good.
Yeah, he looks he looked actually not good in practice. First practice, I'm like, whoa.
No, qualifying, he didn't, but he turned it around.
Yeah, he turned around. After qualifying, I'm like, bro, what happened in the week off? You took too much time off, my boy. Like, we talked about how he was going to work and get through some stuff. No, I guess he was so hammered, his body was so sore that he had to take those 2 weeks like off, and he just came in kind of cold, and it took him a while to get back going. Like a while.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, I mean, it was probably good for his body, and that means he's going to be really good in Detroit. I mean, I'm expecting Joe Shimoda to go out and put it down in Detroit. Like, we're talking dub in Detroit. No questions asked. All right.
Yeah, is there any Seth and Joe are going to be hammering in Detroit.
Dude, Seth and Joe, I'm already calling Cole Davies third place in Detroit. Don't even Cole Davies, just go get third, bro. Don't even mess with those two guys.
Oh shit.
Okay. This is what I do want to say, and we'll wrap this showdown up. Davies looked tired. Davies looked tired at the end of that main event. If we want to talk about weaknesses, Cole Davies, I mean, I saw a couple air wheelies. I saw a couple just arms wiggling. You know what I mean? Like I saw hang on for dear life at the end of that moto. And when those guys like Joe and Seth see that and they know, all of a sudden these next rounds, what are they going to do? They're going to push even harder at the end to make sure that they just absolutely fold him.
I know. And Seth and Joe already have the stamina to outlast Cole, I think.
Oh, yeah. And Seth especially. If Seth figures out how to get his bike better and find like a snappy sprint, those boys are toast. I'm saying, well, bro, Joe's
I don't even
toast
think
too.
A snappy sprint. Just let's get off the gate.
Yeah. If Seth Hammaker, mark my words, if Seth Hammaker can get off the gate and get a little bit of snap,
I guess he did get off the gate good. He was in third all the way until lap 9, and then he got freight trained from lap 9 to lap 15. He dropped back down to 5th, and then he worked his way up. It was pretty crazy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, dude. If Seth Hammaker can get his setup right and find a little Ken Roczen snap, these boys are in a world of hurt. Seth Hammaker will win the championship if he can find the bike setup and find the snap. No question in my mind. East Coast, Seth Hammaker.
All right. Well, let's move on to 450.
Love it. All right. 450. Let's talk about heat number 1. Oh, dude. Okay. Here, let's set the scene real quick. Hunter Lawrence completely breaks Cooper Webb by the end of the race. Didn't even need to pass him. Just put it down on him, pushed him the whole entire time. Then I see Cooper Webb come off the track on the big screen, and you couldn't hear what he says. But I read his lips, and I'm pretty positive he said, "My bike feels like shit." That's what he said on the Jumbotron. And he was all pissed. He didn't even drink water. He just said to the other guy, "My bike feels like shit," on the Jumbotron. Now, I could be wrong, but that is what I read off the lips. And then he goes on the podium, and this is why I really do believe it, is because when he was on the podium, he was like, "Yeah, my bike was working super good during the practices. It was deep. It was rough. The ruts were super gnarly. And then I get out for the heat races and the track completely changed. It's flat. It's super slick. And now my bike setup seems like it's totally a different thing." And he's like, "We're going to have to work on the bike for the main events." And I was like, "Oh no, here we go." And it was like Hunter Lawrence did exactly what he needed to do to get in Cooper Webb's head enough to put the "you're not fast enough to win the main event." And then all of a sudden, he's doing bike changes, trying to find the setup, and it looked like the track kind of went back to what it was like in qualifying, and maybe Cooper Webb went the wrong direction, and it just seemed like he came unraveled. Did it not?
I wouldn't say came unraveled.
No. Well, he crashed. What did he end up in the main, dude? Cooper Webb just...
He ended up 5th, I thought. Or 6th. My bad. 6th. Because he passed Jorge Prado on the last lap.
Okay.
Malcolm got 5th. Justin Cooper got 4th. So he got 6th.
I know we don't ever count Cooper Webb out of this championship, but let's say if he had the odds of winning this championship before
shit's not looking good right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's not good. I'm saying he had about...
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
I mean...
Bro, who says it's looking good for Cooper Webb right now?
I'm not saying that it's looking good for Cooper Webb. I'm saying this went from bad to worse. And like to a point where it's like, oh man, you're not supposed to count Cooper Webb out and it ain't over till it's over. But this looked like it was the end. This looked like the end of the championship run to me. Like, because it seemed like in practice when I watched him, I was like, dude, Cooper Webb's going to win tonight. This is a for sure. I haven't seen Cooper Webb go this fast and be this sprinty all season long. And I felt like he's like, oh yeah, this is my track. I got the setup. I'm sprinting. I'm feeling good. Ba, 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 ba. And then he goes out to the heat race and Hunter Lawrence just freaking tightens it up and is all over him. And you can see Hunter's just going from left to right to left to right and doing anything he wants to behind Cooper Webb. And you can see Cooper Webb is doing absolutely everything to keep Hunter Lawrence behind him. And I think that got in his head, and it was just like, oh, we got to do something with the bike and we got to do blah, 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 blah. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like from me for the outside looking in.
Well, on TV, it looked like Hunter Lawrence was playing with his food, basically. And as far as Cooper Webb's situation, this is all right. You following me here?
Okay. I'm following you.
The fat lady's not singing yet, but she's going up on stage. Okay. So
Ty with the freaking I wish I could actually get an accurate baseball swing, but the home run metaphor right there.
We are
the fat lady ain't singing, but she's walking up on stage, boys. Oh my gosh.
So
Ty, you have some real gems sometimes, bro.
Sometimes.
That was like
a lot of the time.
That was an absolute gem. All right, heat number 2. Tomac, the guy that wants to eliminate lappers, now becomes a lapper.
Bro.
Oh, man.
Dude, Justin Cooper was ripping.
He was going fast, dude.
He was going fast. But I love how Kenny went through, and then Eli was like, oh, I can
make it.
Yeah. I can make it.
Dude, it was like one of those videos where the 2 semi trucks are coming together and the first guy goes through and the second guy just don't make it. It was like, oh, that's not good. And we all felt for Tomac too, because it was like, man, I know you saw the gap, but that just didn't end up like you thought it was going to end up, my boy.
No,
And he probably was like bummed too. He's like, oh, dude, I shouldn't have done that.
Because you know it was his fault.
Yes, it was.
Like, as much as like
fault.
people that don't know motocross are going to be like, oh, Justin Cooper, he fell into Eli. Bro,
no.
Eli did that to himself.
Yeah, he forced the issue. Sometimes that works out and sometimes it doesn't. And unfortunately, it just didn't this time.
Yes.
And then he got wrapped up in there. That was, dude, Ty, I'm serious, bro. I did get flashbacks of you and Devin Raper. I'm not even kidding.
I know.
Like,
because that's like, for people that don't know, that exact situation happened to me, but it was the last lap, the last corner in the semi. It was in Gillette Stadium. It was for the final transfer spot. And I went so ham on Devin Raper and just took him the fuck out. And then he got caught in my bike. I was 5 feet away from the fucking finish line.
Yep.
And he was stuck in my bike. And I was fucking just revving and clutching my bike. And I didn't know he was there. I just felt like his bike was on me. And then I pulled in the clutch and I looked back and Devin Raper was caught in my rear wheel just like Justin Cooper. And it's just like, bro, you're so lucky I didn't tear off your leg.
So we gotta chill on the F-bombs, bro. We're going off on this.
I'm just glad that Justin Cooper was good. He even got back up and made it to the main event.
Yep.
And then
oh yeah, that's true, huh?
And then 2, what are the odds of Eli Tomac's airbox cover going to be like wire tied or some sort of safety mechanism is going to be implemented on the airbox next week so that doesn't happen again?
Hey, there's no odds. It's 100%.
They're making it right now.
Jade Dungy's conjuring something up right now.
Yeah, because if that didn't happen, he wouldn't have went to the LCQ.
Yeah. And so been the 18th position on the gate. 18th. Yeah. Big shout out Justin Bogle, our
bro,
and Colt Nichols. 4th place in the heat. Justin Bogle 6th place in the heat. Direct transfer, first ride back.
Let's go, baby.
Come on. Okay. 450 main event. What a race. What a race.
Bro, I just want to give a big ass round of applause to Hunter Lawrence, bro.
Give it up, Ty. Clap your hands for him, dude. Put it together. Hey, big
Dude,
brother,
to all
big
the
brother
shit
gang,
he's
bro.
gotten and all the shit we talked to him and the shit you talked to him about like not winning races and shit like that and not being able to.
Hey, Ty.
What?
Trust the process.
Bro, trust the process.
Trust the
bro.
process.
And the process is going really good right now.
You can say that again, my boy. Okay. Bike setup looks good. The confidence is there. The speed is now there. And then you put the belief and the red plate on your bike. I don't know. I said it in the race reaction.
Were you thinking about this? Sidebar here. Were you thinking about this when you were when you were watching the beginning of the main event of the dynamic between Jorge Prado and Hunter Lawrence?
I mean, a little bit, but it felt different. It felt different.
I know, but I could tell on like when I was watching it how bad Jorge wanted and was trying to catch Hunter Lawrence, but he couldn't because he should have let Eli Tomac by.
Yes.
He raced Eli Tomac a little too hard for my liking as far as like championship implications are. Because if you let Eli Tomac by in the beginning part of those laps, he could have caught a faster flow and kind of been up there more with Hunter to put pressure on him.
I disagree. I think there is something to be said about momentum and flow, like you talked about. Like maybe if he would have seen Hunter's lines and been a little closer and more eligible, that there would have been a different race. But I still think he ends up where he ends up. Even if Tomac gets by Prado earlier, I think Kenny still comes up and passes Eli.
Very well. I mean, definitely could have, because Eli even said it. He was just off tonight. They beat me. But we've seen it time and time over again.
Especially with these fast guys, how much it matters to get the momentum.
Yes, and then feel that speed and feel the track. And Addy, it takes one or two lines, and then now you're on.
Clicking.
And it just connects the whole entire track.
Yes.
So I think those opening laps were pivotal in Eli Tomac's, how the main event kind of fizzled out for Eli Tomac. And I don't think Jorge helped, is what I'm saying.
But one thing I do appreciate about Jorge that I thought was kind of cool, that I liked about the situation was he was like racing, and I know he's foreign and, he has definitely a little bit more of a confidence. I don't want to say stuck up attitude, but like a belief in himself that's just feels, different than what we have as an American. But I will say I do like the fact that he was like, let's just see what I can do if I don't let Eli by. It seemed like he was racing for himself. He was just racing the track, and Eli couldn't get by him. It's a whole nother thing. Ken Roczen got up to him and blew past him around the outside. So it's not like, I guarantee you if Eli would have gotten a little bit closer and stuck more of a wheel in on Jorge, there would have been, a gracious pass. It wouldn't have been an easy pass, but there would have been a little grace there. But it didn't feel like Eli was really, really ready to pass Jorge. And that was the difference. When Kenny got up to him, he put it down and passed him around the outside. And Jorge, I felt like he was just riding his race. And Eli was close, but he never was close enough to get up next to him.
And he wasn't in striking distance for sure.
And that's where I appreciated Jorge. It's like, dude, Jorge knows that outdoors coming up, and I really believe Jorge has a real chance to be a top 3 and fight with Jet Lawrence and Haiden Deegan and those guys.
Bro, are you fucking tripping?
What?
This guy can't even last a 20-minute main event, and then as soon as he gets past, he gets freight trained.
You don't think that Jorge Prado is going to be top 3, top 5 outdoor. Every
Bro,
moto.
why is he fading?
Because Supercross is it's so much more of a high heart rate intensity thing that
Bro,
if you don't do it.
Are you kidding? I don't know if I'm just like super high on like the talent we have and everything, but when he gets his doors blown off by Jet Lawrence,
dude, he ain't beating Jet. He ain't beating
that's
Jet.
what I'm saying. But like Jorge obviously knows a thing or two about start, so he's gonna be up there. But what happens when he gets blown by Jet every single time and then can't catch him? Same thing's gonna happen. His confidence is gonna dwindle and he's gonna get freight trained.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say freight trained. I expect Jorge Prado to be top 5 every single moto outdoor consistently and have a couple drop-off motos. That's what, from what I see and how smooth he is and how much he finesses the bike, that kid's going to be good outdoor, dude.
Yeah, I don't.
Either way, we're getting off topic. Let's get back to Supercross.
Top 5 is definitely a little bit more in the ballpark of what I was thinking.
All right, are we done glazing Hunter about how good he is and how he's got command of this championship and it looks like it's going to be red on red for the rest of the season?
I mean, I don't think he's got command over the championship.
I do.
He's definitely in the driver's seat.
I think he's got a hold on it right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, a 6-point hold, right? Is what it is.
Is it only 6?
Yeah.
No.
Let me
gained
check.
4 or 5 points.
Hold the phone, bro. Hold the phone.
It is not 6. It is not 6, Uncle Ty. Come on, dude. Please, people, roast him in the comments.
9.
Yeah. Thank you.
What? 3 off. Oh, shit.
Dude, 3 is 3. Especially in
3.
450 championship. 3 points is 3 points.
I mean, yes, 3 points is definitely 3 points. You're right there.
Whatever. Okay, we're done talking about Hunter, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's get on to Ken Roczen.
Oh, God. Here comes a real glaze show.
Okay, whatever. Call me a glazer.
What team,
care.
Twisted Tea?
Dude, progressive as well. Thank you very much. Suzuki.
Okay. All right. What's up?
Was this not... I would say this is probably the fastest I've seen Ken Roczen go since his crash. Yes or no?
I would say so for sure. The way he was riding and how dominant he was and how no one had anything for him except for Hunter Lawrence, definitely.
I mean, okay.
I mean, he crossed the finish line in 12th.
Wow.
So that's
and he made
insane.
passes before that. So he was really like 15.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so this is my big question for that situation.
I mean, bro,
if he's
he was
top
15th
5
on lap 1, and by lap 7, he was 2nd. So he was passing 2 or 3 people a lap.
That's insane, dude. That's like unheard of. Do you think if Hunter Lawrence,
he was averaging 2 or 3 people a lap?
If Hunter Lawrence is 15th, does he get back to 2nd?
No.
Okay. Here's the real big question on the plate. This is the one we want to ask all the fans, everybody listening as well. If Ken Roczen is top 5 on the start, does he win the race?
He has a good... I mean,
does he or does he not?
My sarcastic ass doesn't want to answer this because, I mean, yes, he's going to have a better chance, but I don't think he's going to win.
Dude, and it's so hard to say because Hunter is so on right now, and winning a race is so much different than coming through the pack.
Yeah. And passing for the lead and like, I think what would have happened was that Hunter Lawrence and Kenny would have been even farther ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, dude, by the end of the race, Hunter was 30 seconds ahead of Eli Tomac.
What?
I mean, he should have just got black flagged so he could have been not on the same track as Hunter, dude.
Bro, like, okay. Did Cooper... Okay, so the only guy... So Jorge Prado almost got lapped, and Cooper Webb almost got lapped.
They were the last people not to get lapped.
Okay, so like for all those people and everybody talking about how lappers should go away, what now? What now? Because your boy, Eli, qualified 18th, okay? And what about all the rest of these guys? Even if you're a 15-man gate, 15th got lapped twice.
Well, that's where my shit comes, because up to 16th got lapped twice. So
no, 15th.
I think if you're
15th, it says 15 got 2 laps down.
I think if you would have got lapped by, I think the second time around, you're just signified and, just.
Yeah, but that's the weird part is like we talked about this on the last show, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but the getting lapped twice is the problem. So if you get lapped twice, it defeats the purpose.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, the problem is that you shouldn't have to lap a rider twice. Yes?
Well, I was saying that there should be a lap twice rule. Like if the person got lapped twice, then they get black flagged, and then whatever position you're in at that point is your position. You don't get a DNF.
Yeah, but listen to me though.
Just finish.
Listen to me. If you get lapped twice, then there's no difference than getting lapped twice. Why would you pull off the track? It's not like they're going to see you a third time. You've already lapped them twice.
Because there's less people on the track, because you have people that are getting lapped twice, and then you have people battling back and forth with people with lappers. It's not a train, because we're talking less bikes on the track creating more space.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but you're lapping twice at the end of the main event. So it's like, what does 1 or 2 laps matter? It needs to be.
That's what I'm saying, though, is you're creating more space at the pivotal part of the main event.
Yeah, but at the pivotal part of the main event, you would have to then get by the guy in 15th, which would make no difference if he was there or not, because you had to pass him to get him off the track. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, you're making my head hurt, dude.
That's what I'm saying. If getting him off the track at the pivotal part of the main event is the situation, well, the pivotal part of the main event is when you lap him the second time.
I wish this lap checker told me when he got lapped twice.
Well, whatever it was towards the end, because Grant Harlan got lapped once and Mitchell got lapped twice. So it's right at the last few sections. So whatever.
But it doesn't matter. I don't know.
The getting lapped twice thing, I don't think is the answer, because if you're lapping them twice, then that's the problem.
But it's less people on the track.
It's not soon enough. If that's the problem that you have, in my opinion.
Well, then fucking a lap in 30 seconds. If you're a lap in 30 seconds off the leader, then you get black flagged.
Yes. Yep. Something like that.
At that point, your night's done, and you're just looking for the checkered flag.
Yeah. If the leader has lapped you once and you're coming around the track and they're within a straightaway, then you need to get off the track so you get out of their way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyways, so Hunter Lawrence, fantastic night. Ken Roczen rode the wheels off of that bike, and he looks the best he ever has. To me, that was something that actually gave me light in this championship. His odds for the championship are still very slim at this point because of his points gap, but the speed gave me light. I mean, he was the fastest guy in Alabama. When have we said that in the main event, Ken Roczen was the fastest guy?
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like we say that one time a year.
That's what I'm saying. So let's see if this can continue, because if it can, he could get back into this fight. Eli Tomac.
Bro, he's 31 points down.
Yes, but there's 7 rounds left.
He needs help.
He does need help, but there's 7 rounds left, and he has speed. Where on the opposite end, Cooper Webb doesn't seem like he's got the speed like Kenny does.
I mean, not last night he doesn't. That's for sure.
Okay. Eli Tomac, not a good night. Wrong direction of momentum. So that's got to get switched around.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Cooper, solid, but damn, when are we going to see a win? Malcolm Stewart, fantastic ride. Good to see him back. If you guys haven't, check out the interview I did with Malcolm Stewart. That was a freaking awesome interview, dude. Did you watch the interview?
Not yet.
Dude, go watch it. I am telling you, you are going to laugh your ass off. Malcolm Stewart is one of the coolest dudes you've ever met in your life. Period.
Yeah, I know.
Period.
Yes, for sure.
And we talk about.
I was actually telling a coworker just about that time we went fishing at that track that one year.
That was pretty awesome. Yeah, we talk about fishing. We talk about hookups. All kinds of stuff. All right. Well, we appreciate that. Ends the debrief. If you guys haven't, check out Twisted Tea, Dirt Trick Sprocket, Stan Benson Racing, Guts Racing, SKDA, and Dylan Young Enterprises. But this next segment, one of our favorite segments, Motocourt, is brought to you by Dirt Trick Sprockets. Dirt Tricks now has rotors made of the same chromoly steel as their sprockets that last longer and have 25% more braking power. Not only that, but on their website, Ty, they have the Pro Package where you can get a sprocket, a front sprocket, and a chain in a single package price. Go check that out. Use the code TRACKTALKERS26 tonight and get hooked up. Buy the last sprocket you'll probably ever need for your bike. Yes or no? Yes or no, Ty?
Yes.
Love it. All right. Welcome to Motocourt. Court is now in session. All right. Well, we previewed it. We showed you guys a little bit of what's going on. Let's see if I can find the paperwork. Here we go. So, our Motocourt subject tonight: should Evan Ferry have gotten penalized for the takeout on Pierce Brown? Ty, are you going to be the AMA or am I?
You're the AMA.
So then what? You're Tim Ferry?
Hell yeah, I'm Tim Ferry, bro. You already went ham on Instagram today.
Okay. All right. So Ty's Tim Ferry. I'm the AMA.
No, I'm not Tim Ferry. I'm Tyler, just arguing Evan Ferry's side.
Okay. So you're Evan Ferry's representative. Tim Ferry's in your ear, though.
Sure. if you want to word it that way.
All right. Well, let's break this down. So Evan Ferry comes off the finish line. We're fighting for the transfer spot. Pierce Brown gets by him right then and there. Then Evan Ferry goes for the kill, cuts across the track. But it isn't an open bull turn, okay? And it seemed like Pierce Brown should have been a little bit more aware of the situation. He came in an aggressive angle, but Pierce Brown could have put on the brakes if he was paying more attention to leaving the door completely open, because he did leave the door open for the last transfer spot. Okay? That's the situation. Uncle Ty, you're up first. You got 90 seconds. You ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
All I can say is my defendant did nothing wrong. Okay. Evan, you are supposed to be fighting for position and clawing tooth and nail for those positions, especially against a star racing Yamaha of the rider Pierce Brown. Okay. When you get passed on the last lap and it is white flag and the transfer spot is right in front of you, and the guy has the audacity to go wide and leave the door open, are we racing Supercross or are we racing Teletubbies? Okay. What are we doing here? We are fighting for positions. I want to make an East-West showdown. I'm healthy right now. My lap times, I'm competitive. Of course I'm going to take that shot. Of course I'm going to put my bike in front of you. You better check up and you better know that I'm coming. Next time, you're going to definitely know I'm going to be putting in there and you're going to fear me. All right? Evan Ferry was going for the position on the last lap of the heat race on a Star Racing Yamaha. There is nothing wrong with fighting for position and being competitive in the heat race, period. There should be no infraction. Yeah, you can
5,
slap me on the wrist
3,
and give me some license points,
1,
but don't ever dock me positions.
0. I don't think they docked him positions, did they?
I mean, they gave him some sort of fine or something.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is the fine.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's making what, $700, $800, and now you're fining him.
I know. At least double them up, because it's the East-West Showdown, double the pay. All right, here we go. 90 seconds. Hi, my name's Adam. I'm representative for Mike Pelletier in the AMA. So we cannot be having riders going for the kill. Evan Ferry, rightfully so, is fighting for position. But we have one of the biggest teams, Star Racing Yamaha. We can't do that. No, I'm just kidding. But it was a blatant takeout. He was going for the kill. It was across the track. Pierce Brown was going on the inside line, and it was too aggressive of a pass. He could have made that less aggressive. I'm fine. AMA is fine with rubbing. Rubbing is racing, but his front wheel did go into the side of his bike. And that was the issue that we had with the pass. This is why we're giving him a fine. It's not going to be a big fine, I'm assuming. I haven't heard from Mike yet, totally. But we have to give him a fine, and we have to give him penalty points. At minimum, we have to give him license points to let him know that you can't make a blatant takeout pass like that. And yes, Pierce Brown could have been more aware, but Pierce Brown was moving forward, and Evan Ferry fully had the ability to check up and make that less of a takeout. And that's where we're at the AMA is Evan Ferry. Yes, he goes to the inside. He ducks to the inside. He cut the track off, which we're okay with, but it did not seem like he let up at all whatsoever when he was at the point where he knew Pierce Brown wasn't letting up either. He could have let up on the throttle a little bit to make the pass not as harsh of an impact. And that's the problem we have with it.
Mike Pelletier, if you want to see a takeout, Evan, just next time, pin it and make sure your whole entire bike's in front of Pierce Brown's bike and let him run into you. And then it'll be Pierce Brown's fault.
Okay, so just to be clear, I don't fully agree with everything that I was saying in AMA defense, but I'm just giving you what AMA's defense is, because it was a blatant pass. I've watched the pass multiple times. I mean, he's going in for the kill. He's like, it's probably a little worse than he thought it was.
Adam, I've seen you do worse on other people, and then you don't even get fined. I've seen people take you out worse than that and not get docked or fined.
Yes, and I do agree, but I know this sounds bad, but that's where I was really pick and choosy of when I was doing it. And to me, he should not get fined. He should get penalty points, but that would have been a situation I would have done the same thing Evan Ferry did. I would have for sure ducked inside. This is not me saying that I would have done that. I've taken two mofos out in one corner so bad that they went, one flew over the berm onto the concrete and the other one got obliterated over the top of the hay bale. I mean, we have video proof of that, and I got no fine. And that was, I mean, that was in an LCQ. But either way, when you're on the last lap and you're fighting for position, your job as a racer is to go for it. If Pierce Brown, if they swapped spots, Pierce Brown would have done something similar.
100%.
That's your job. I don't know what to tell you.
And it's not even about the rider even being faster than you because he passed you. It's the last lap. Anybody can be as good as anybody for the last lap.
Well, not only that, but it wasn't like Evan Ferry was way off. He was within qualifying position. He was top 22, which is what they take to the main event.
Way off, dude. Put your bike in front of him, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was really expecting Scott. I mean, no, this is a different story, but I was expecting Scott Mishi up the inside on Tomac just to obliterate him on the inside on LCQ.
Dude,
I was like, wait, I was like, oh, here we go.
I mean, I wanted Tomac to make the main, but I also was like, oh, what would this? I don't want the championship to be a runaway all of a sudden, you know?
I mean, totally, but how epic would it have been if Scott Mishi just put one to Tomac after last week's conversation?
Just like, oh, you fucking shit talker. You think privateers can't ride? Watch this.
Yeah.
Bro. One's
okay. Either way, let's get back to Motocourt. Dude, Evan Ferry.
Done, dude.
Evan Ferry did what he was supposed to do. He should not get a money penalty. Okay. This is not a situation where money should be lost. This is a situation where we utilize, once again, the licensing system that we implemented, where you get license points on your record.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Bada boom, bada bing. I don't know what else to say.
There's nothing else to say.
Okay, is that Motocourt?
Yes.
Okay.
Court adjourned.
Court. Hey, Motocourt adjourned. All right, on to the next. Brought to you by Dylan Young Enterprises. We don't make houseboats yet, Ty, but we do full house builds. So if you have a house that wants to get built in the Paso Robles area, that could be Santa Maria, San Luis Obispo, Atascadero, Lompoc, even wherever you might be. Hit up Dylan Young Enterprises. Let him manage the whole project and get it all done for you. Or, you need something new. You need a remodel, whatever that is. Dylan Young Enterprises can facilitate all that for you and get the job done. Dylan Young Enterprises, the best in the business. This segment, if this was my rider. So I got 3 riders for you, Ty. First rider, Levi Kitchen. Second rider, Seth Hammaker. Third rider, Cooper Webb. Who do you want to pick?
Let's go Seth, because he's going to be racing next weekend.
Okay. Seth Hammaker. Here we go. Ty, take it away. If this was your rider, what would you do?
Are you going to give me a 3, 2, 1?
Yes. You ready? 3?
Well, yeah.
I'll count you in.
A 3, 2, 1. And
I feel like that's
silent.
only for Motocourt. You ready? 3, 2.
Like
just go. 3, 2, 1. If this was your rider, do it.
All right. Seth, my boy. I just had so many thoughts, dude. Okay. Seth, my boy. We need not be worried about this New Zealand pipsqueak, okay? He's really fast in the whoops.
Oh, that's so funny.
Hey, he's really fast in whoops, but that's basically all he's got. All right. All we need to focus on this week is starts, and then our first or 2 laps after our starts, and we're going to be golden. All right. You just saw the blueprint on how to whoop that ass by Degan. All right. So we just need to watch Degan, make minor improvements, nothing major. We're still in this thing. We just got to make sure we're on point and we get out front in that main event. I like the intensity where we're at in practice. We just got to transfer that intensity to that main event. So this week, we're going to be actually practicing bike adjustments throughout the day. So I want you to show up at the track at 9 o'clock, do our practice, and then we're going to wait about 2 hours, get the track a little bit drier, make some major bike changes, something that we're going to steer in the right direction, and then we're going to do a 15, and we're just going to practice feeling those bike changes, making sure our bike is going in the right direction, because Detroit's going to be very similar to this last weekend as far as hard pack, chocolate, very technical track. So that's what we're going to be doing this week, and we're going to come out with the dub. Let's go, boys.
Oh, bye. I like it. All right. So I get to be Mitch, right?
I mean, no, you're just, I mean, I guess you could be Mitch.
Oh shit. No, I'm gonna be his riding coach. I feel like Mitch would be too harsh. He'd be like, Seth, you're a pussy. Figure it out, dude. I gave you the best. I gave you the best bike.
Race next Saturday.
Yeah, I'll see you at the race next Saturday, and I better see you at the top step of every single possible thing. Because I gave you the bike, I gave you the suspension, and you're not producing. And what we do at Pro Circuit is produce. I just got this like Hall of Fame thing like last week, and you're not proving it, dude. And I know you got the skill. I've seen it like a million times. Get it done. That's what Mitch would do.
That's it for This Is My Rider. Moving on.
Oh, dude. That is so funny. I feel like that's what Mitch would do. But I'm his riding coach. So let's see.
Of course, Addy gets extra time, but yeah, sure.
Dude, there's no time limit on if this was my rider. Let's get into this.
This is just Addy's world, and we're all living in it.
Yeah, I mean, finally. Welcome to the wake-up call, dude. I don't know where you've been at.
All right, motherfucker, go.
Okay, so Seth, you did great. We know you got the speed. We know you got the sprint speed, but you're a little bit lackluster in these heat races and these main events. What we got to do is just worry about our first lap sprints. So what I want you to do this week in Detroit, we go through our lap times, we figure that out, and what I want is focus on a good start. But on that first lap, I don't care where you are. I want to feel like you're scrubbing everything. I want the intensity up, and I want you to try to make the first lap from the finish line to the finish line. So those first 3-4 corners to get to the finish line, I want to see intensity. But once you cross the checkered flag, I want you to try to make that lap as fast within 1 second of your fastest lap time. That's all I want you to worry about. Don't think about who's in front of you. Don't think about who's behind you. Don't worry about the track. Just try to put your first lap from the checkered flag, make it a sprint lap. Try to put it down as much as you can, because I really believe that you have the speed, you have the talent, and you kind of have a little bit of that Tomac stuff going on in you, where if you don't find the early momentum, you can't keep that ball rolling. Because we know if you can find the early sprint speed, you're going to outlast this Cole Davies kid all day long. It's not even... In my mind, it's not, I don't have any doubts. We've seen it from Cole Davies this last week. When you push him to that limit and he has to ride at that limit for that full 15 minutes, he can't last those first few laps. So if you can put it down and really hang on to Cole Davies or break away from him, we know we got it in the last 5 laps, no matter what. So realistically, I need you to go out there and really use a lot of body English. I want to see scrubbing. I want to see a lot of movement. Get that heart rate and that fast twitch muscle going early, so that way you can find that upper level of speed like you find in practice, but in the races. What do you think? You think?
Are you wrapping it up?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were just going to keep on going forever. Or...
No. Do you think that gets it done for Seth Hammaker?
I do have a question. Can
Yes.
you give me the spelling and the vocabulary description on lackluster?
Dude, I think that's really a word. I'm not even kidding. I think lackluster is a real thing. I don't even know if it's English or Spanish,
I mean,
but I know it's a saying.
Dictionary is going to have it for sure. But
hold on. Let me chat GPT this. Is lackluster real?
I mean, of course it's real, Adam. Are you fucking serious?
Dude, hey, my translation said black lobster. Oh, dude, talk to text has got to be like the worst thing ever, bro. Oh.
All right, we gotta wrap this thing up, my dude.
I can't believe it said that. That's so funny. All right, let's wrap this thing up. You know what the last segment is. Thank you, Dylan Young Enterprises. Brought to you, everything in passive robles. If you need a new house, whatever it is, we got you dialed. Dylan Young Enterprises bringing it to you. This last segment of the show, Ty, you know what it is. We got to give the predictions for Detroit. Oh, man, this is going to be such a fun weekend. I cannot wait for Detroit. This is going to be badass. I feel like so many things happened in Alabama that Detroit is just going to have that spark. You know what I mean? It's just going to, I feel like Detroit is going to spark change. That's what I'm predicting for Detroit.
All right, everybody. Addy is predicting sparky Detroit.
Okay, Ty. Yes, lackluster is a real word. It's spelled Lackluster. You'll see it sometimes in British English. What's up? Lackluster.
Give me did we use it in the right context?
Yes. Okay, lackluster. The performance felt a little lackluster. It means dull, uninspired, or not very impressive. What's up, baby? Uncle Ty. Uncle Ty, learn something, son. All right.
Addy's looking very lackluster right now.
Oh, there's another hat we can
make.
But
you know who's not going to be lackluster in Detroit?
Who?
First place, Joe Shimoda.
Oh, yeah. All right. First place, 250s, Uncle Ty, Joe Shimoda.
Second,
P2. You know who that's going to be. Come on, dude. If first place is Joe Shimoda, who's second place?
Cole Davies.
What?
Yep.
So you're telling me you did a shitty job hyping up your rider?
Yeah. Third place, Seth Hammaker.
Okay.
Fourth?
Yep.
Who's going to be fourth in Detroit?
Bro, bounce back ride.
Bounce back ride for who, though?
You know who. The guy that was visorless in the heat race.
Pierce Brown?
Yep. Good on hard pack. West Coast guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Pierce. And then fifth, fucking major bounce back round for what? Jalek Swoll.
Dude, Jalek's out, dude.
What do you mean out?
Dude, Jalek got hurt so bad. Something happened with his knee, and he did a full post about how he's on his contract year. He's fully out again. I'm hearing that he might have blew his knee out. Something major happened where he...
When?
At the race somehow. At some point on the weekend.
They didn't talk about that at all.
No, dude. Jalek Swoll is like, bro, just poured his heart out on Instagram. And he's like...
he qualified 8th.
Yes. He qualified 8th overall, but he qualified 3rd in his coast.
Yeah, I know. He was ripping.
So Jalek Swoll, let me read you. I mean, this is like sad ass shit right here, bro. I know, like because, sad.
Dude, fucking contracts years are tough.
Felt like I was finally back to form, was comfy all day, was P3 in qualifying, and it hit a weird pocket in the rhythm that did some damage, unfortunately. Not gonna lie, shit sucks. There's no other way to put it. So much time and investment is put to compete at this level, and setback after setback has definitely tested my mental strength. But at the end of the day, as it's contract year for me, if that was my last race as a racer, I absolutely am proud of my accomplishments along the way, what I have achieved with them through the year. Big thanks to Official Triumph.
Damn.
I mean, that's like, I'm done for the year. Something big happened.
I know.
Like that felt like a, hope you guys sponsor me next year.
Yeah.
That kid can't catch a break. Okay, so with that being said.
Daxon Bennick, 5th.
Damn. Hey, I just want to say, did I not predict Ryder D was faster than Dax Sigmatic? I'm pretty sure we put a bet on that.
I mean, I do like him being spicy and doing the talkie hand to Degan.
That was so sick, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It was. All right, 450, Detroit.
You know who's winning. Thank you.
First.
100%.
Hard-packed, technical track. We got the Suzuki set up.
Yes, Kenny's winning. P2?
Eli.
Nope.
Third, Hunter.
Okay.
Fourth, is it Justin Cooper or Cooper Webb?
Let's put it this way, dude. If it is Justin Cooper,
I'm gonna go Malcolm fourth.
Wow.
And then Cooper Webb fifth.
Malcolm has been really riding good. Ken,
I know he rode really good.
250s for your boy 7 Deuce Deuce.
All right, hit me.
Seth Hammaker. I'm saying my pep talk worked. Seth Ham. 2, Joe Shimoda. Man, Joe was fast, though. It's going to be hard. Those two are going to battle it out. P3, Cole Davies. P4, Pierce.
Copier.
How is it Copier? P5, Daxon Bennick.
Copy me, dude.
So copy.
Live your own life, dude.
Daxon Bennick. All right. All right, let's see here. 450s. Ken Roczen.
Copier.
Hunter Lawrence. Eli Tomac.
You're putting Eli third, dude?
Yep.
Loses more points to Hunter?
Yes, absolutely. P4, Justin Cooper. And P5, Cooper Webb.
Mm.
And that pains me.
You're leaving Malcolm and Jorge out of the top 5.
Yep.
Damn, that's tough.
I know it really is. Man, Justin Cooper's a hard one to put P4, though, because I don't know how hurt he is from that. You know what I mean? Like today, we're really going to find out how hurt Justin Cooper is next week.
From what?
From him getting sucked up in the rear wheel. I mean, I've gotten sucked up into the rear wheel before. My knee.
I think he's like maybe a little sore, but not fucked up.
I hope not. All right. Anything else, Uncle Ty? Is that it? Is that a show wrap?
I mean, that's it, bro.
I feel like we had some other stuff going on. Anything? Anything? How's life, bro? Same old, same old?
Life is all right. Yeah. I want to go fishing more.
Yeah. Did you see that? I was pretty stoked, dude. On Monster Jam. They posted a post.
I saw the Megalodon backflip post with your voice on it. It was sick. Dude,
isn't that pretty cool? That's pretty cool. Like, I really do have a lot of fun being the announcer for Monster Jam on TV. And it really didn't hit me until I seen that moment. And it was like, you seen how viral like that moment has been. And for some reason, it really hit me how cool that job is, seeing that big of a moment and knowing that my voice and the energy that I brought possibly helped the energy of what
all I want to
Tom
know is, did you show little Adam the post and was he stoked for Pops?
No, I haven't even showed him. I don't even think he would even know it was me.
Fucking bad dad alert, dude.
Bad dad alert. Damn.
Bro, I know he's going to probably be like, oh, dude, that was Megalodon, okay? Where's Grave Digger at, dude?
No, he loves Megalodon, especially Team Neon Megalodon. What are you talking about? Either way.
Then you need to show Megalodon.
Let me finish the story. Let me finish the story.
You're dragging everything on like it's been the theme tonight.
Okay, dragging on. That's what I do. That's what I do best. So I reposted that post and said, man, it really is super cool that I got to be a part of Todd LeDuc at Todd LeDuc making history with this moment at World Finals.
Mm-hmm.
And then Todd LeDuc DM'd me. And this isn't exactly what he said, but he said something like, hey, I just wanted to say that this was an awesome moment and I love the energy that you bring and I just wanted you to know that you do a really great job at what you do. And I was like,
mic drop. Hell yeah. Todd LeDuc, when can I fucking drive a rally car, bro?
well, either way, that was like probably, I know that sounds bad, but that was probably like one of the greatest moments to hear somebody that had a moment in history that they have set for Monster Jam. Like that will go down in history for Monster Jam, kind of like the LeDuc leap did years ago. That backflip will go down in history as one of the biggest moments. And for Todd LeDuc to have that moment and then say that he's stoked that I brought that energy to that moment is pretty freaking cool, dude. Like that's pretty badass.
That is really rad. Now, all I want to know is when's World Finals this year so I can see those moments live.
It's going to be July. So it's a long ways away. But it's definitely if when you watch Monster Jam, the pinnacle of Monster Jam is World Finals. It's by far, you can tell all the drivers, like the season is so long compared to Supercross that it kind of gets like a little baseball-y where the drivers are like, they're just doing their thing and they let the series kind of unfold, you know? And like, this is like the World Series of Monster Jam in a way. Obviously it's a totally different thing, but the metaphor is like, this is that big moment where all the marbles are on the line. And if you get a World Finals trophy, you go down in history as a World Finals champion. So they know all the season really culminates to these moments at World Finals right here.
Damn.
So pretty cool. But I just wanted to share that story because I thought it was a pretty cool moment for me for sure.
No, that was pretty tight this week for sure.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't, like and subscribe. We need you guys. If you're watching the video, if you like us, if you have a good time like we have a good time, please like and subscribe and comment down below because it really does push the analytics. And, you know, for our sponsors helping us out, it helps them out when they see these videos get more and more views. And we have been accumulating and you guys have been fantastic, but the more views, the better. And that comes from you guys, the fans, the people that love this sport like we love this sport. So if you can, like, subscribe. You guys already know. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your friends, tell your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whatever you got. Go tell them about Track Talkers. We appreciate you guys. And Ty, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Later.